the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 350 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. First, we're going to call it, obviously, Goal Party as we celebrate episode 350, and the boys celebrate with us 350 episodes later. 6-2 victory. It's all beautiful things right now in the world of LAFC. Can't help but be a little bit happy about it. Right, Tony? A little happy. And getting ready for the next challenge. So, Tony, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing pretty well, getting ready for this weekend's game and this week's game. So it's a lot of preparation. So I've been skipping a couple things that I've been liking and trying to do. But overall, excited, ready to go into July, hopefully continuing the winning streak and then getting prepared for the July 4th, I don't know, showcase show. I don't know what you want to call it.
The Carson Pasadena Chaos event. Yes, we'll call it
the Carson free tickets game.
Oh, yes. Everyone gets a ticket, except if you're an LAFC fan. That's a different story. Then you get a $20 service charge and exorbitant prices. But hey, we get it. You got to try to manufacture home field advantage some way. So I guess this is the way to do it. Crowd sculpting? I think so. Atmosphere sculpting? I think so. We'll be ready for them. The boys will be ready for them. We got some more games to win before that. So there goes that. Bam, how are you doing, sir? I know it's been a rough start to the week, but you're doing all right?
Someone kill me. I feel like death. Been fighting a flu all week and just want it over with. I do say watching the game last week was good. Then I started feeling like this, and then it's just been downhill since then.
You'll get through. I know you, right? Ain't no letting up with you, so it'll be fine. The boys hopefully will get a win this weekend and keep you happy, even though this is no guarantee, guys. This is gonna be a tough one this weekend. Still, it's nice to be on a streak. It's nice to have a team that actually has cohesion, some style. Oh yeah, and some milestones are being made as well. Of course, this episode or this game. We did see, of course, Mr. Kamara pass the record to officially be number 2, passing Donovan in the goal scoring charts, which was absolutely beautiful to see, especially for a player who's really made a name for himself in Southern California. Absolutely brilliant. So that was fun to see. And of course, we got a revenge against San Jose. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. So rather than getting into just breaking news, we already know what the news is. Let's talk about the game itself, because I had a good time. Tony, I know you had a good time, and I don't think I've seen it got so bad, guys, that it went from beer showers to Sprite showers or Starry showers. Sodas were flying. Like it was like we ran out of beer. So we had to get something in the air, and it happened to be soda. A lot of fun, I must say. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's get into this mix here and talk about what happened, how beautiful the result was. So I go to you, Tony, of course. Let me tell you the lineups before we get that going. Of course, Kamara was up top as your target man. Bouanga and Bogus were the wingers. Sanchez, Tillman, Atuesta, no shock there, were your midfield. We had Hollingshead, Long, Murillo, and Palencia as your backs. No shock as we know that Chanot was a little bit questionable for the game, and you know how our team is. If you're questionable, you're not going out there. So it made sense to rest Monday. Of course, Ruiz was in goal doing what he does best. The other side didn't look so bad for a lineup, to be honest. They had Ebobisse up top, who we always have history with. Lopez, Espinosa, and Pellegrino were their attacking midfielders, outside midfielders, what do you want to call them? Sarkis, Ewell, defensive midfielders. Muni, Rodriguez were your center backs with Costa and Murray. So again, kind of what we expected. It's what they play with, but of course, we all know how bad San Jose's been. Tony, it doesn't take long, right, for us to start enjoying the fruits of our labor here, right?
No, it doesn't take too long. 15th minute, Bogu starts the goal scoring opportunity with if I remember right, that was the diving header that he scored. And 26 minutes, Bouanga puts it away. An assist from Hollingshead. In the 33rd minute, that is the it's not the record breaking, but second overall for Kamara. That gets him past Donovan. Unfortunately, it's not against Carson, but it's done. It's over with. Now let's just pad up the stocks and see if he can get 30 more goals before he retires, which is highly unlikely as the way he plays. But you never know. Something may have
I
sparked.
mean,
It could be
2
possible.
seasons, maybe get 15 a season. Yeah, right. But hey, we can dream.
Exactly.
He seems to be ageless, and he outruns a bunch of guys younger than him. So, and outjumps them as well. I gotta
Yeah.
say, for his age, it's kind of freaking amazing to do what he does. And of course, the humility that goes with it, and the way he approaches the game and approaches his teammates as well as his opponents. There really is nobody like him. Uh,
Mhm.
just blessed to have him on our team and getting these milestones with us because we know he's caused a lot of damage across the league, and it's nice to see how well he fits with our team. And again, if he still has it, I'm sure he'll be here next year too. Why be done with it?
Exactly.
Bam. I mean, you looking at milestones as well. You've seen Kamara play for ages too. Thoughts on that?
Oh, it was good to see him finally break it and get into second place. As long as he stays how he is, he's that great type of player to, at the moment, he's filling in for Oliveira's out at the moment on international duties and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great spot. He's got that knowledge that you can see he can pass on to the young kids, which is great and what we really need. So as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, I'm happy to keep him for another year at least.
Exactly. Of course, the fireworks weren't done on the day, right, Tony? Let's keep
No, they
going
were
with
not.
that.
In the 42nd minute, Ryan Hollingshead off a kind of a deflection-esque shot, but still in the back of the net, putting up us 4-0. And then I'll say this, there weren't that many mistakes, but the mistakes was we took them too lightly. And again, if you take a team too lightly, they can come back into it. And the 45th and additional third minute, Rodriguez ends up scoring to put him up give him a goal back. So that was the first half, and it was like I said, I don't want to say it was over, but it was over. It's just a cautious. Let's continue this trend because we don't know what's going to happen moving forward.
I mean, I don't mind scoring goals every 10 minutes. It's not a bad thing, right? Just feels like we're playing FIFA, Bam and I on some random Friday night. Not looking remotely like reality, but we'll take it. We're entertained. That's for sure. Now, getting into the second half, we're like, well, what else could happen with this goal fest? Tony, have fun with the second half because it was a little bit more topsy-turvy.
A little bit more top. A lot of cards given out in the first couple of minutes, or no, a lot of substitutions again on their side to try to catch up, and then a yellow card on their side. But then in the 48th minute, Bogus again, that man scores again and puts us up for 5-1. And then in the 57th minute, Benjamin decides to put one goal back in, give him up us kind of we could probably do this or something like that. But we knew at the end of the day it was kind of going to be over because we were just dominated by that point. It was just more of just to get out of there safely, 5-2. And then in the 87th minute, Mr. Angel finally ends up scoring in the back of the net to put us up 6-2, assisted by Ordaz, and that is the ball game. 3 points, first place overall with a game in hand. Remember, guys, we still have a game in hand in front of the two people below us, but we're still ahead because of wins.
Exactly. The wins are there. You're tied on points with rivals. RSL, of course, played Carson on the day. Chito Arango, of course, took an injury in the game with a lot of stitches, but again, that loss gave us an opening. We took it. 3-way tie for first place with a game in hand is a beautiful place to be in the lead up to this next week. Of course, I think all the teams play again this week again, so we'll see if it's going to be a push or an advantage. Yeah, and then like, of course a quick game next week again. So it's nice to be again on the right side of things, even with Kike Oliveira being on international duty. The guy's still getting the job done. Of course, he featured for Uruguay tonight, so that was cool to see. Um, let's be honest, since Camaro's come in, first we were a little bit worried, but playing the target striker role, it's working, right? It's working in what we're doing. And seeing Bogu's taking turns on the wings, he's getting used to it, right? It seems to work for him. He has so much skill everywhere we put him. Jobs getting done, I think, is the easiest way to say it. Is they're all showing a willingness to transition, to try new things, and grow into them. And so it's really hard to find fault anywhere except maybe our back line sometimes goes to sleep. We had a couple of them in this game that went, oh man, But again, it's a crazy game, so things like that do indeed happen. Bam, your thoughts overall on the match itself, player performances?
Oh, overall, I thought the match was the best. I've got a question for you two. Out of all 6 goals, which one's your favorite?
2 of them I'll bring. Well, there's 3. I mean, really. So the Matty Bogus goal, flying through the air, is acrobatic, amazing, and I'm not sure we knew he had that in him. That was good. Kamara hitting a milestone, beautiful. But the other milestone, of course, was on Hell getting his first league goal. That's his first ever in league play. He's done it for number 2, but now for the first side, and so that is a huge breakthrough for him. And usually, when a player does that, there's more to follow. So it's good news to see that even when you're going to other faces and letting them get minutes, there's still performances. So it's really hard to break it down because there's 3 massive moments for each player.
Tony?
Kamaro's, of course, has got to be up there. You know what I mean? It's like not every day you got to see someone go into the second place of overall goal scoring in the league, and no matter what league it is. Again, it's a testament of like being consistent to score that many goals, to be playing that long, to keep his job and keep doing this at a high enough level that he plays. So that would be mine, and I'll probably have to say, yeah, Bogus's goal, that diving header, just like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things where he has to be on point diving, because it's like, you're like literally horizontal diving. There's a defender right there. He could have kicked the ball. If he doesn't kick that ball, he doesn't get an opportunity out of that. So those are my 2 favorite.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Kamara's up there, getting all-time second. The pass from Palencia for Bogu's diving header was just pinpoint. That was pinpoint. You can't ask anything better than that. And I agree. I like the unselfishness or Ordaz. Ordaz could have taken a shot, but decided to pass off to Unheal. And for that was amazing. I'm with you. Like, you can't just pick one. All 3 of them were great. But I would have to put Bogus just a little bit higher for the acrobatics and the pinpoint and just the whole set of it. Once that went in, I knew this is going to be a good game. We're going to have some fun.
They're playing with so much confidence right now. To try that, right? That just shows that they're clicking, right? The chemistry is right. They're okay to take a chance like that, put it in an area that's tough to get to, and still freaking get there. Confidence is beautiful. It gets you to where you need to go. And again, remember how we were playing at the beginning of this season, guys, and how much the struggle was those first few games. Who would have thought that this is what it was going to turn into, with a little tweak here and there building into this? I mean, there was a lot of questions, right? It looks pretty good. There's a long season to go. There's new players coming in, of course, potentially 2 new big ones. There could be players leaving as well, because there are some rumors flying around as well. I know I have to be that guy. But yeah, for right now, where we're at in the middle of summer, while international tournaments are going, it's not so bad. Take advantage of the moment, because we definitely, as a team, are doing just that. Tony, your impressions on the match itself?
It's what we expected from this team. Again, we were hard on them because we knew, we know the potential. We're hard on them because it's like, we knew what we have on the field. It's just nothing's clicking, nothing's connecting. We're not saying, whoa, this season's loss. Is just this. It's more of like, we're coming off like 3 finals from last season. We don't lose too much in the off season as player wise, youth wise. We still have all the same players that we still have. Again, yeah, a cheeky, of course we lose, but again, there's other players that have filled in those roles that we've been ready for, and the inclusion of another player is good. So this is what we expected. A rough first part of the season to where we're at now. Again, I couldn't ask for more. Again, all we wanted was to focus on what we needed to focus on at the day, and the long term will affect moving forward. And look at where we are now. In the first place, doing all right with a match for US Open Cup, for a cup there, Leagues Cup coming up, and a chance, not saying that's possible, but a chance at Supporter Shield.
Yeah, they were talking about that at MLS this week, that our team is the one that looks like maybe they should be threatening for a Supporter Shield because of the chemistry, because of the recent results, and the fact that they're going to bolster this roster as it goes forward, with more ability to do than some others are that are kind of maxed out with their own budgets. So, yeah, potential is there, but of course, we know how this works. Potential can only take you so far. You got to get the job done. Thankfully, they are. Now, there is one other team that did get the job done this week. Of course, that is LAFC 2. Thanks to Araceli, we did get more details on how they've been doing, so I'm going to throw that out to you guys as well, and then we'll get to the comments because I see about 6 of them waiting here. All right, so what happened at LAFC 2? Well, there's a new player signing. Eddie Behrman, 23-year-old right back and right winger at times, from Salida, California. the UC Irvine alum joins LAC2 from the Las Vegas Lights, who he signed with in March of this year. LAC2 returns to winning ways and snaps their 2-game skid, of course. They won this weekend 2-0 over the Town at Titan Stadium. Cheers to everybody who went to that game. And, of course, the cool news was Eric Duenas not only playing good for the top side, playing good for the second side. 39th minute goal. Duenas took the ball off the wing, shot it through traffic into the upper right-hand corner to open the scoring. His goal did earn him the goal of the match week 15 title. Thank you to everyone on here who voted, because I'm pretty sure all 3 of us did. I saw the votes go out and everybody was piling on. Well done to all of you for taking care of business there. And of course, 75th minute in the game, Adrian Wibowo scored off of an Ordaz cross with a slight deflection. Got to him inside the box. Then he beat the Town's back line, of course, for the game winner. So beautiful, beautiful. Actually, that wasn't a game winner, right? It was a 2-0. But 2 on the day. It's beautiful. Back to it. Now, next up, LAC 2 is going to face Rapids 2, I believe, tomorrow. Did I hear that right? 7:30 kickoff. Of course, you can watch that one on MLS Next Pro or just go to the game, people. Easy enough, right? Of course, that is what's going down with LAC2. Good news, finally finding their feet yet again. All right, I see the comments. I'm going to throw it to you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I know there's a lot to talk about. There should be some questions on here. It's always fun to see who's in. We got Dave. Friday for Dave already from Amsterdam. Says, is it match time yet? Well, you got a lot of match times to watch for, man, with all these tournaments going down. I'm sure it's pretty wild over there right now. Euros are a beautiful thing. Right? Hope, fears, all that fun stuff. Let them play, make it happen. Dave says he likes Key in the lineup. Can't wait to see Olivier in that spot, right? Which will play kind of a similar target role, but then he also has the versatility. Oh, man. The question is, who gets into the starting lineup after you figure out, like, we have Olivier, we have Denis. Is it Kike? Is it Bogusz? Do they split time? There's so many weapons right now. Does Bogusz go back farther into the midfield? What are they going to do? It's a good problem to have with so much talent. But yeah, I definitely am looking forward to see what he can do here as well. I want to see a little bit more from him in the Euros, though. A little off on that. He hasn't been 100%, I think. And he's at least hasn't been as good as I thought he might be. But hey, that's that. It's a tough tournament. Mendoza says, "What's up, guys?" He also said, last episode he asked, last time a header from across at the back of the net and Bogusz comes through with it after Kamara at Austin. So now we get 2 games in a row of this fun stuff. They figured things out, man. Once again, new ways to beat them. And thanks for welcoming me back, sir. Yeah, definitely had to take care of some family stuff. All is well, of course, but dad's got to be dad, Got to do the job. Mendo says month of July, LAC will only have 2 away matches. Houston on the July 7th, 28th at Seattle. LAC has 7 home games until July 30th, and we cook at home, right? It's our fortress. It's been good so far. Best home record in the league, right, Tony? Right?
Yes. He's counting July 4th as a home game. We have trouble in
It's not
big
a home game.
stadium.
Yeah. It's not a home game.
It is a
Nope.
home game, but not a home game because it's in Los Angeles, and
No, it's not.
oh yeah,
It's not
Pasadena.
in
Sorry,
Los Angeles.
it's in Pasadena, but it's not a home game. But we still have problems in big stadiums. It's something I don't know what about it. Something about the air or the weather. I don't know.
The officiating, playing Duenas as a right back when you shouldn't. I don't know. Things happen like this. It's a spectacle. It's not proper. It is what it is. For us, it was entertaining last year. This year, it's just a hassle because we got real league stuff to deal with, and it's a sideshow. Let's be honest. All right, let's see what else we got. Mendo says, "What a nice goal from Duenas after Tomas gets his debut MLS goal the day before." Dude, the kids are all right. The kids are all right. They're looking the part now. They're even getting comfortable with it. Gotta say, the chemistry, it's proper, man. It's really nice to see. He says, not many Uruguay peeps like Kike for the national team. Well, that's kind of, it is a national team that is quite demanding, right? They overperform year in and year out. That is a tough place to get a job. Let's be real. Competition is fierce to get into the national side, and there are so many talented players for Uruguay that I know population not very large, but man, they have footballers. And so it's tough. It's tough. How do you silence them? Put it in the back of the net, right? Then everybody loves you again. So give it time. I know he'll produce. Ooh. And he goes, LOL, okay, then LAC will have to travel to Pasadena. Here's the deal. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Why is it not a home game? Why do I not consider it a game in Los Angeles? This isn't a shot against Pasadena. Look, that's their historical house. They're running tickets. They're running security. They get to have all the flags and all the banners and all the great things that you would have as a supporter when you play at home. What do we have? Right? We have us. Because we aren't going to get the flags. We're not going to get the drums like you would normally get. You're not going to get the tifo that you normally get. It ain't a home game. You're not treated like it's a home game. You're treated like a visitor. You get the vibe the minute you get there. It may be the Rose Bowl, but operations are what they are. And it is not a home game. It doesn't feel like one at all. The tickets are slanted against us as well. The pricing is even different for us compared to them. Just ask those of us that had to pay exorbitant fees in the early stages trying to get a supporter section ticket for them to only change it later on. Again, shady stuff. And I can't blame you guys if you want to be with your families on the 4th of July. A one-time shot where we actually bought tickets for another date and got stuck with that game, I get it. This time it's actually intentionally on the 4th. And, well, people have families, right? I get it. I can't fault anybody for missing this game. Will I be there? Oh, hell yeah. I'll be there. I'm pretty sure Tony's going to do his best to be there. He wants to go too, if he can. But hey, families first. That's how it's got to be in this world. LAFC, not even LAFC. It ain't us. MLS wants a cash grab. There's going to be some complications related to it, especially if we're not on the same level playing field as they are in terms of organizing and doing what we do. So you don't like it? There it is. Treat it like a road game and out sing them in their house. That's how we got to do this. That's how I'll leave it. Tony, you want to add to that?
It's like I said, it's a rough. The 2 games that we've done there, one for against Carson, the other one against Monterrey. It was a show. We'll say that, family friendly. And it's again, try to get there as early as you can. My recommendation, if you don't want to be stuck in the traffic of parking in and out, park in Pasadena, take the shuttle into it, and then take the shuttle back, so that way you don't have to deal with that. But I am going to. I have to get my ticket. Unfortunately, was because I didn't know if I was going to be able to go or not. There was a lot of things with work that was just going crazy for that day. And then today I found out, oh, we always have the 4th of July off. I was like, wait, what? I don't remember that, but okay, we'll take it. So now I'm able to go and have fun there. So you'll see me there, and hopefully you guys can make it. Again, I understand if you don't want to go because Pasadena is Pasadena. That the Rose Bowl, beautiful, like again, historic stadium, but everything else around it is crazy. So have fun. If you're gonna go to the beach, have fun on the beach. If you're gonna do a barbecue, have fun on the barbecue. But support from home. Have your little watch parties if you have one and stuff like that, and have fun.
Yeah, if you can make it, make it. It's good. We'll love to have you there. Tony and I are going to lose our minds singing for our side. That's what we do. A lot of us will. Even if we're outnumbered 3-1, we're still going to sing louder and do more than they can. So I have confidence in what we do there. I have confidence when our boys do on the field. So I'm kind of looking forward to the game itself. Yes, the nonsense off the field is a pain, but I'm actually looking forward to what we can do on the field against these guys. I have no fear of them. Why would I? I know what my team can do. If we perform on the day, we do our jobs. It is that simple. So, yeah, that's that. Al Hopkins got some happy stuff to talk about. I'm with you on this one, Al. Says Ordaz looks good at the open practices I've seen. He was thrown in a midweek game without a chance to train. I think he's better than most people give credit for. Oh, dude, Ordaz is, to me, a great player for us. Huge potential. So much upside still. We don't know the complete Ordaz yet. Let's be honest. He's still developing into his own self. What I do like is how scrappy he is, how intense he is, and also his head is always on a pivot. He sees things other players don't see. That's going to pay off in the long run as he develops. So all love for Mr. Ordaz. He's a great fit for this team. And again, he's one of our own. We raised him up. So that's beautiful. I'm sure Bam doesn't disagree on this one, right? You got all love for Ordaz as well, right?
Oh, 100%. The work rate he's putting in that you see from the photos at training to what he does when he's on the pitch, it's amazing. He's that one player that I can see in 3-4 years, as long as we got him under contract, there's going to be some big money coming in for him, and we can sell him for a good profit.
Yeah, no, there's a lot there. Again, we haven't seen the best of him yet. There's more to come from him. I'm certain of that. Same with Duenas. He's still getting better and better every time we see him out on that field. It's why they're doing what they're doing, and now on hell on the score sheet, you're going to see more from him too. Again, good young talent, also old veteran talent that's kicking butt. I'm happy right now. That's for sure. Mendo says Columbus final ALC flags were confiscated before the match. Okay, I was there. Tony was there. Flags were limited. I got a flag in, right? There were some crazy rules and to get that one in. I don't think it ever made it back home, to be honest. Well, I did with some of our guys, but yeah. It was chaos. It was tough. There were definitely limits to it all because we were in the second deck. It wasn't as open as it should have been being an MLS Cup final. I'm with you on that. But we got more freedom in that match than we're getting in the upcoming match so far that I know of because they're giving updates. So, yeah. Are you surprised by the chaos? I'm not. I'm just ready to go kick ass. That's all. That's pretty much where we're at. Let's do our thing. Let our boys do their job. All right. Thank you guys for the comments. We're going to keep moving forward here. Let's do some community news before we jump into the song of the day, Tony. So I'm gonna pass this one over to you, sir. What have we got for community news, my friend?
Nothing much with community news. I found a date for I haven't talked about it, but the art show has been postponed for future reference. And we do have a date for it. We are just trying to finalize that date. So when we do find that out and able to release it, I will tell you guys when it is. But they are still accepting art pieces for it. So if you guys don't remember, the theme of it is Los Angeles, born and raised. here or, transplanted in, LA makes you feel like you're welcome if you embrace the community that is around you. And so what is the theme for the day? So that is one. If you guys catched it yesterday, there was the Twitch Dueñas and Tillman EA, not FIFA, EA tournament where Tillman kind of destroyed Dueñas pretty bad at Riot. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to that. It was a really cool event. The Riot's campus is really cool. As a fellow League of Legends player, Valorant, TFT, all that stuff, it was really cool to walk around and say I was there. And then, tailgates for the day. I will say this, I'll say again in my closing statements, drink a lot of water. Again, it's summer. It's officially summer if you haven't noticed. So it's going to be a hot one. So just make sure you drink a lot of water, be hydrated, and drink responsibly.
There we go. Anything else to add? Good? Yeah. Awesome. Looking forward to the art show when it happens. All right. So on to the Vinyl Club Minute. I have kind of a band I heard the other day that was really cool, so I might throw them into the mix. Band might have something too, but yeah, I don't know. I was listening to like one of the metal channels, and a band called Ladrones came up. I don't know if you've heard them, Tony, but basically it's heavy metal, a little bit of rap. It's completely in Spanish, so there's like Latin rhythms mixed with heavy metal. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. There's a song called Mi Momento that's pretty cool. It's the latest single that's out. Trust me, go check it out. They're pretty cool to listen to. I believe they're from Puerto Rico, formed in New York. But yeah, it's cool. I like the music, man. It's nice. So there's some new music I get to throw your guys' way. But look for Ladrones, man, because they sound pretty damn cool. Anything else you guys want to add for music before we move on?
I had one lined up. A band that yes, they formed in Atlanta, Georgia, but both members are originally from Denver, Colorado. Now you got to take it back to their most famous song, which has been used in a lot of movies. Shark Tale, Elf, The Mighty Ducks, all that kind of stuff. Got to go back to when it got released in '93 with a bit of Tag Teams Back Again. Whoop, there it is.
A tag team. I love it. Man, back to my childhood, dude. It was the 90s, man. Right? 90s. That's cool, man. We'll throw the 90s at you. We'll throw the new music at you. We age like fine wine here at Heart of
Exactly.
LAFC. So we got
and when I saw that they were both originally born in Denver, I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, it's a fit. That's a fit. Well done, sir. Good find. Love it, man. Tony's like, I don't have an album, but it's okay, Tony. You'll get us on a future one. Look at him shake his head over there.
I was like, I got a couple albums, but I don't want to. I'd rather have Whoop. There it is. Innuendos, by the way. Innuendos.
Yeah, we whooped something last week. Huh? Pretty good.
Innuendos. Innuendos.
Did pretty good, I gotta say. All right, let's move on to, of course, the Colorado Rapids. Now, dead honest, guys. What you saw from San Jose, I know some of you think old Colorado, right? It's going to be the same thing. We're at home. We're going to spank these guys. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. We're not dealing with another version of San Jose. Under Chris Armas, the Colorado Rapids have kind of started to right the ship. Okay, very much have righted the ship and actually look very competitive and had a few really good games recently. After May was a little bit topsy-turvy, June they're finding themselves. The last 4 games, they've got a 4-1 win against Montreal, 3-0 win against St. Louis in St. Louis, a 2-0 win against Austin FC. They did lose to the Whitecaps on June 1st, but otherwise the last 3 games they're looking proper, and they've only allowed 1 goal in those 3 games. So something seems to be rather organized with the Colorado Rapids right now. Again, Mr. Armas seems to be finding the best out of the lineups that he has. Again, they're at 31 points. We're at 37 points. So they're 2 victories off from us right now. Again, not a pushover. This will be a difficult game. I expect it to be difficult. I expect it to be tough. Bam, do you have anybody we need to to look at in this match? Who's standing out to you right now?
At the moment, you've got to go Calvin Harris. You know, he scored a brace in the first half last week against Montreal. Although, yes, they copped a goal against Montreal, but it was an own goal. So they really haven't. They're trying to give other teams a hand up by scoring own goals to make it a little bit more competitive. But yeah, for me, Calvin Harris has to be the biggest standout.
I said Calvin Harris, but somehow that didn't show up in the Vinyl Club minute. I'm kind of laughing right now, but okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm looking at you, Tony. It's all right. You're shaking his head too. That's what you were shaking your head about, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. All right. So there's other dude. So here's the deal. Colorado really is good at distributing goals within their lineup. They have 7 different players that have scored. Of course, top scorer is Rafael Navarro, 11 goals on the season. Right behind him is Mihailovic, 9 goals. Right. And under that, Cole Bassett, 6 goals. And then Harris with the 3. But you go on the other side of it, assist, Mihailovic, 7 already. Okay. Cole Bassett, 3. Omer Fernandez, 3. Navarro, 2. Harris, 2. And then it goes to about 10 or 11 guys with assists. So it does distribute out pretty wide, you could say. They do use their weapons and they do use their bench. So there's something going on there, something right. Now, looking at the last game against Montreal, they won that one 4-1, of course. In the match, they played with a 4-2-3-1. Navarro, of course, was their target man. Mihailovic was their creator, their playmaker. Harris and Cabral, that Cabral played as the outsides, attacking midfielders. Bassett and Ronan held it down in the midfield with Maxo and Abu Bakar, a familiar face for us in not so great years for Colorado, right? Anchoring the back line. Rosenberry and Vinesbury are outside backs. We're familiar with them as well. And Zach Steffen was in goal. Steffen, of course, they got him for big money. He's starting to put things together. So, yes. Other players that did feature in the last game were Yapi coming in for Navarro, Larraz coming in for Cabral, and Omer Fernandez getting minutes as well. So, what can you say about it? They don't mind subbing people on and off as needed. The 4-2-3-1 seems to be something we're very familiar with facing. Why would we not face that again? Don't be shocked by it. Looking at other results or looking at other lineups, if we go back, the 3-0 win in St. Louis, well, guess what? It's the same thing, the 4-2-3-1. It doesn't change. Same story, Navarro up top, Fernandez, Mihailovic, Cabral, Larraz and Bassett, Maxo, Abu Bakar on the field, Anderson and Rosenberry for this game, and of course, Steffen in goal. So a couple other faces do mix in, but core, down the line, we know who to expect in this game. Right, Bam?
100%. You know, they don't really change too much at the moment, especially when they've got players missing. You got Bombito out for international duty, and 2 that have been out for long-term injuries. So at the moment, they're not really changing much.
Right, and they seem to be hurting more with their lost players than we are at the moment. It shows. Yeah. They're winning, but still, two out of the lineup is tougher than just one for us, and you know how our offense is clicking right now. So, I think the bigger question for this game is who features for LAFC. Got to be honest, who's healthy, right? Who's not? Who needs a rest? Who doesn't? Is Chanot ready to go? Do we play it safe with him again and get through another week and save him for the big one next week? Questions. I think one thing that's for certain, of course, is Larry starting. I'm going to jump over to Tony on this. Who do you see as your center backs for us?
Murillo and Long are going to be probably my starting center backs for that. Long has been somewhat consistent. Murillo's always, we don't know which one we're going to get. So, but those are the best ones to do. Segura is getting there, but for this one to first set up goals, I'd rather have those 2 be in the back, in the middle.
There you go. Who are your outside backs, Bam?
I'm keeping it Palencia Hollingshead. At the moment, our back line after the last game, I wouldn't change it.
Right. Now, y'all remember what happened the last time we went to Colorado, right? Where we threw away a victory and turned into a loss. And a certain young lad who is now healthy took a bizarre double, 2 yellows in a short amount of time, and things didn't look so great. It's another revenge match, guys. I'm going to throw that out there. Now, midfield situation, knowing how healthy we are, I'll go to you, Bam, on this. Who are your midfielders for this game?
Midfield, you got to keep it Tillman, Ilie, Atuesta. Those three together are playing really well. So for me, it's got to keep it together.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And get him ready for
100%.
next week, right? Keep moving. All right. Top line. I can't see the top line changing. I got to be honest. It's going to be Kamara, right? Bogus. Denny. Right? Tony? Same?
Yes, 100%. I was muted for a second. I was like, couldn't click. Yeah, 100%. That's going to be my lineup for in the front. There's no changing that.
There you go. All right. I think also substitutions has to be something mentioned. I think if Chanot is ready to go, you might see him get a few minutes just to stay fresh, right? Get a couple in there, lock the game down, call it a day. I think Holling said whatever minutes he gets, they will be limited because a substitution will come from that. Either he starts or he comes off the bench. We kind of know what our guys do. I think the question is the kids. Who comes in for the kids? Because you got options, and there's one that's healthy now. Right, Tony? Somebody's coming back into the things.
Martinez.
Oh, yes, Mr. Martinez, the lad that gives and takes away. Bam, do you think Martinez is going to get some minutes against these guys?
Minutes will go to Angel over Martinez.
Reward the hard work from last week, right?
Yeah, and with what happened last time, I think the Raptors will try and get under his skin again, and it's just not worth putting him in there.
Not worth the risk, huh?
Nah, not worth the risk. Just keep him out, keep him healthy, use him for 4th of July over this game.
Yeah, that'll be fun. He goes and torches those dudes in Pasadena. That would be fun. Yeah. So the other course is the Ordaz and Duenas. I mean, Duenas has to be a top choice to replace in the midfield as needed, I would think. Right? We trust him. We do. He's there. Same with Ordaz. We trust them now. They've got to that point in their careers with us where we know they're trusty off the bench. So trusted players off the bench. It's a good time. Any surprises you think from the lineup? It's going to be typical, right?
It's going to be typical. I could see one surprise, and just because I'm thinking forward to the 4th of July game, Tillman's 1 yellow away from suspension.
Oof. Okay.
So keeping that in mind, maybe a little change, but I don't see it. I think he's just going to be a good boy and not do anything stupid.
Doesn't have to be a good boy.
Wait. Sorry, Bam. Tillman not getting a yellow card or not getting into the mix? He can't play his game if he does that.
True, but
man, that's tough. I know this is a hard game, and you gotta get points out of it, and you gotta get the points in the games that you're playing in, right? Not what's happening next. It's what's in front of you that matters the most. Tony, Tillman starts or doesn't start?
He starts, but limited minutes, hopefully. But again, who knows what's going to happen? It's not on him being a good boy. It's on what the officiating decides to do moving forward. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they can be quick with the card, and sometimes they're very lenient with the card.
Well, if that's the case, Bam, do you have any information on the referees this week?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
The referee for this week is Penzo.
No.
Sure, y'all want to play Tillman in this game? Are you sure?
No. If it's him, no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This year, he's averaging 4.8 yellows per game this year.
Okay, we'll say this. The competitor in me says, yes, play him because we need the points. We need to keep winning all that stuff. The selfishness of moving forward, no. But I still start him. But still, this is going to be a very difficult game to get across from him.
I gotta
I
be honest. I gotta be dead honest with you guys. If you start Duenas in this game, okay, he's looked good in the starts he's had. He's looked fine, and he's scrappy. He doesn't mind getting a yellow card in a game, right? He doesn't hold back on that. If you aren't going to play Tillman, you're going to protect Tillman. I mean, you're fine with Duenas, right?
Yeah, he's matured enough so he can do what needs to be done. Again, the height kind of affects him most of the time, but that's just something he can't control. But he is scrappy.
Keep the ball down. Height doesn't matter. You know how he is. So he makes up for it in the other parts of his game. So I don't worry there. So we'll see. Don't be surprised if Dolo does something a little different. Every time we go on the road, he does stuff that we don't expect. He will rotate things. He's already proven that this year to be a little bit more receptive to it, especially during this streak. So we shall see. It should be interesting, that's for sure. Bam. Approaching this match, knowing how difficult Colorado will be because there's something there. Okay, they've figured themselves out. What do we have to do to get a result?
We have to play like we did last week, play the game on our terms, not play it on their terms, play on our terms. Make them play our style, make them play with what we're playing, not letting them dictate the game. We just got to do what we got to do. Have those passes pinpoint and just get a couple of goals early, and then we can keep the pressure going, but not be as hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the luxury of 2 goals in the first half, which would be a luxury against this team who's only allowed 1 goal in the last 3 games, something's on for the day, right? Yeah, I'm with you though. We can't play wait and see with these guys and just try to catch them on transition. I think this is a team, especially with some guys in the back line that I honestly think defend questionably on their team. Test them early, test them often. We've beaten them in the past. You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, there's that. Tony, your approach to the game, are we going to play the transition counter, or are we just going to pile on these guys?
Player game. Transition counter is one of our best situations, especially with our speed that we have. But adjust to the game. You know what I mean? Don't just fall back into like, okay, we got the goal. Now just fall back in defensive. Just keep attacking after that. Just rampage them after that. Because you saw what happened with San Jose. We can do the same thing here. But of course, is play our game. Try to make sure we play our game and adjust when needed to.
Yeah, I think our big challenge, of course, will be Mihailovic in this game. I would say that's going to really tie up our midfield a bit because he has his moments. You saw what he did to us last time we played them. He's their creator, right? You have to find a way to get under his skin. That's where I think Atuesta is definitely going to be earning a yellow this week, kind of a guarantee. I'd put money on that one, Bam. Atuesta for the yellow because he's going to have to earn one against him and possibly Ilie too. Gotta do the job. That's for sure. And guys, no red cards, please. I've seen enough red cards this week. I don't want to see any more. I'll just leave it at that. Do the job, boys. All right. I think that's about what we've got. There's about 7 more comments from you guys. So I'm going to jump on and see what you guys have here. Looks like Mendo's been having a fun night. Having fun here. Dave says he appreciates the Ladrones recommendation. They're good, right? They're real good. Driving to that got me back for San Diego this week in the middle of the night. So yeah, that works. Mendoza is going to lend an ear for that band. There we go. All right. Mendoza says, may not get a clean sheet, but no way LAFC losing at home with the groove they've been having. Now, I don't expect a loss. I think if Colorado gets a draw against us, it's going to turn some major heads here. Like, whoa, okay. If they can find a way to get a point on the road in this house, then they're looking real deal. Like, they look promising as hell. But this is testing time. That's for sure. Mendo says Kamara netting his 3rd goal this Saturday. Dude looks to have found his form. Confidence is definitely there. The guy is happy with the game. This is how he approaches things, and when he gets into a streak, this is what you expect. It's good. It's good. Mendo says, I thought Acosta would be a big miss, but Tillman already has more goal contributions. Yeah, I mean, Tillman has, invites to the player pool for the U.S. now. It's what he wanted. It's why he came here. He's proving himself. That's for sure. And there were some doubters. I know that early on when he was adjusting, but he's much needed now. He's doing the job. Martinez, he says Martinez getting stoppage time minutes, no urgency to show our secret weapon. The dude is a secret weapon. I can't wait to see him play. That's one of those players I'm really excited to see him get some minutes because I don't know what the hell he's going to do with the ball. It's been fun. Like he's a little unpredictable in his approach to players, and they don't know what to do with him. And he has a skill to pull that off. It's fun to watch, definitely. Vena says, would have loved for Martinez to have played against Mexico yesterday. Injuries suck. Yeah, I mean, he was featuring already for Venezuela, but the injury cost him the Copa America. Let's be honest. He might have been one of those call-ups. So looks like he's getting better. I mean, he's back in. So let's hope he stays healthy for a long time here and they've got things figured out. That's for sure. Thank you, Mendo. Thank you, Dave, for the comments. Thank you, Al, for jumping on. You guys rock. Good contributions this week. Thank you, boys. All right, let's get it. Let's get it going here. We're going to close this bad boy out, get you guys on your way and get you ready for the weekend here. So you know what that time is. Final thoughts. We are here. I'm going to go with you, Tony, first. Your final thoughts, sir.
Final thoughts is let's, go into this game well prepared and, get the 3 points so we can keep on top in the West and get closer to that supporter shield, maybe challenge. And yeah, just be careful, be considerate of others, their spaces, their overall just well-being. If you need to talk to somebody, make sure you hit them up, see what's going on, because you never know what someone's going through. And drink responsibly, drink a lot of water, and that's about it for me.
Be smart about what you do, take account for your actions. That is the story of the day. And of course, lead by example when you're in the North End, people. That's how it works. Bam. Final thoughts, sir.
Hold on, man.
Final thoughts.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Sorry. I've just rattled. You just reminded me of something. Don't throw cups, people. Please stop throwing cups. Like, yeah, micheladas. You can throw your beer up in the air. Just don't throw cups. If you do, and we catch you, you'll get kicked out. That's not worth it. It's fun to celebrate, but just keep your cups in your hand. Not that hard.
No reason, people. Don't. Dude, there were some injuries I saw this week. I'll be honest with you. Some people took some headshots from some of the celebrations, and it's jacked. It's not cool. Don't hurt your fellow North End supporters. I think that's an easy ask. At least it should be. Right, Bam? Simple.
Just keep it in your hand. It's not that hard. Last thing you want to do is hurt your mates, hurt kids that are around you in the area, because the North End is a family-friendly area. Just hang on to it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, we don't want to lose that moniker as well, people. Because lately there's been a few sketchy things that put a threat to that. So let's be smart about our actions. Take account for the people that you invite to these games. Definitely do that. And educate, right, on how things are supposed to be done there. Don't lose track of what you got. It's a beautiful thing. Bam, anything else want to add before we call this one?
As a final thoughts, hopefully this weekend, going to the match, for a defender, it's going to be amazing if Ryan Hollingshead can score his 30th goal as a defender for all time. So I'd like to see that get into the 30s. I know he's going to be one of the highest amounts of goals for any defender that there is out there for MLS. So let's keep him going. Let's get a couple more goals into him. Before he does retire, I'd like to see him break the 50 goals for a defender. I think that would be amazing. Again, 4th of July coming up. Yes, there are fireworks, all that kind of stuff. Look after your pets during the fireworks. The amount of times that, even over here, when we have fireworks over here, the amount of my dog escaped, all that kind of stuff. Just be wary of your neighbors. Fireworks are cool. Just do it safe. That's a big thing. You do having a party for 4th of July and all that kind of stuff coming up, even this weekend. Reach out to your mates. Conversations can save a life. Just remember that. We've all felt down before, and we had that one friend that messaged us and checked in out of nowhere. Be that mate and look after each other.
Definitely. Communication is key. Support is key. We're all a big happy family if we keep it that way, right? Yeah, look out for each other. Bam's 100% correct. Do your part. On my thing here, I'm going to say this. We are now concluding episode 350 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. That's right, 350 down, 350 to go. And we'll see how this goes. But here we are. We've got this far. We're going to keep moving. Bam, thank you for doing what you do. Even when you're sicker than a dog, getting it done, coming on here, getting us organized for the night. That's off to you every week in and week out. Tony always getting it done, putting in the hard work. Again, our tech guy there, our media guy, that's the guy, you know. I do what we do on X, but his guy, where Instagram is where we're most active. He's doing it. So show your love to these guys. If you can have a conversation with them, don't hold back. We all love talking to you guys. So come on and reach out.
Shout out to Araceli
Yes,
for also helping up on socials as well when she has the time. Thank you, Araceli. I don't want to also.
We have no LAFC2 coverage if we don't have. Let's be honest. We have none. It's zero, zilch, nada if we don't have Araceli. She's been killing it for us for years now. Always been a part of the fam, really, for a couple of years now at least, and we've known her forever. And she's killed it for us. And again, for her, it's late nights. Really late nights when she comes on here on top of working the job she has now. We are forever grateful for what she's done. So thank you, Araceli, and all of you that have ever been on this show. You know who you are, and a few more will be coming on soon. I've had some cool conversations as of late, so don't be surprised to see some new faces saying hello and some old faces coming back. So all good things there. On that note, it's time for that final word. Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
Bam.
Stay golden.
And for me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.